A lot of people join jiu-jitsu and then leave within the very first 3 months. And this is often because their expectations of what to learn or what they will get out of learning jiu-jitsu are completely misplaced. People who come in thinking within the first 2 months they'll be moving and training like a fighter, they'll be a fighter, they'll be like dominating people, and that is not how it works. Right? Jiu-jitsu, the learning happens in stages, and these stages are very, very important. The very first stage of learning is the ability to overcome panic. All right? When you are put under pressure, when you're put against violence, when you're put against a situation which is demanding on you, the ability to not panic and just be able to stay calm and think clearly is a superpower, and that is the very first thing you will learn in the initial months of training jiu-jitsu. All right, I have seen grown men cry when put under pressure in initial stages of jiu-jitsu, and this is because they have never been exposed to violence, they have never been exposed to real threatening pressure, and when that happens, panic takes over, and being able to get out of this flight or flight response is very, very important. All right, as you go ahead, then you learn the ability to exit adversity. You have learned escapes in class, but now you start being able to execute them. You start being able to get out of bad situations, get out of submissions, get out of that pressure which was initially suffocating or threatening you. All right, once you are through that stage, then you start being able to reach stage 3, which is the ability to reverse and counter. All right, now you don't just exit bad situations, you reverse them. You come into a position of control, you start getting top mount, side control, back take, and you start entering opportunistic submissions. You start having the ability to punish people for being aggressive against you. All right, and that is when jiu-jitsu starts becoming really fun, because now you're not just surviving, exiting and escaping. Now you are reversing, countering, and becoming the threat to the person who was threatening you. Then comes stage 4, which is a lot of fun. It is the ability to control and conquer. Now you are no longer being the nail, you are becoming the hammer. You get the ability to reverse situations, get out of situations, impose a situation, set up submissions, and not just set up submissions, but set them up in a very controlled manner where you know you have that submission in, where you know you start getting that confidence that yes, I can force this person to submit, I can force this person to tap out, I have control over this person. You start becoming the hammer instead of the nail, and that is when you are now close to getting a blue belt and the real joy of jiu-jitsu kicks in. Then comes stage 5, where you realize even after getting a blue belt or whatever belt it is in life, the most important lesson in jiu-jitsu is to keep on evolving. There is no end game. You have to keep progressing. Jiu-jitsu is like an eternal game of chess. You always have to be able to think 1, 2, 3 steps ahead, set up traps, set up counters, anticipate moves, set up your own moves. The more you get into it, the more complicated it becomes. The more higher level you get into jiu-jitsu, the more you realize that the less you know, and that is the most beautiful part of jiu-jitsu, not just on the mats but even in life. It's a humbling experience, it's an eternal learning experience, and there's always a way to get better, and that is the greatest gift of jiu-jitsu. And I hope all of you who start training jiu-jitsu get there sooner or later. This is Pushkaraj Shirke for Project Battlefit, and I hope this video helped. Cheers.